Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. Hi, I'm Teresa Chandler. I am with the Cook County Assessor's Office. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us tonight. Now, I'm not a one woman team. Behind the scene is actually my director, Lupe Marin, and then she'll be controlling the PowerPoint presentation. So, I want to ask you to share this presentation because we have a lot of information for you and your family and all the Cook County taxpayers and homeowners throughout our city and our suburban area. So, without further ado, let's get started with the Cook County Assessor's Office understanding your reassessment. And this reassessment and this information is for Hanover Township. Now, some of it you can still use it for other townships because it's a lot of information to be shared. So, right now, share this presentation and let's get started. Now, we're going to talk about the overview of your assessment, okay? And the first thing we're going to talk about is the introduction. What does the assessor's office do? What is the Cook County Assessor's Office? What is our role? How do we determine our values? The overview of documents that are needed, the first installment versus your second installment. We're going to talk about your reassessment notice, what makes up your tax bill. We're going to even talk about appeals, right? The reasons to file an appeal, how to file an appeal, and reading our data. Now, before we go to our next slide, I want to say, please share this presentation. And if you have any questions or concern, please drop them in the chat because all of our questions will be answered with someone that's in the chat. Okay? Thank you. In the comment section. Now, let's get started with our introduction. Again, I am Teresa Chandler with the Cook County Assessor's Office. Meet the Cook County Assessor himself, Fritz Kagi. Not live, of course, but right here. So many of you who've never seen the Cook County Assessor, he's Cook County Assessor right here, Assessor Kagi. Now, what is the responsibilities of the Cook County Assessor's Office? The Cook County Assessor's Office, we set fair and accurate values for over 1.9 million parcels throughout this whole Cook County. Now, these values are not based on individual basis, but rather on the mass appraisal system. The Cook County Assessor's Office, we administer property tax savings exemptions that may contributing to lowering your property tax bill. What the Cook County Assessor's Office, what we don't do, we don't set your tax rates. We don't set your tax levies. We don't mail out your tax bills. And we don't decide the balance on your property tax bill. Now, this is some of the things that the Cook County Assessor's Office is what we don't do. Okay? In Cook County, we follow a triennial reassessment cycle, right? What does that mean? That means that Cook County is divided into three regions: the north suburb, the south and west suburbs, and the city of Chicago, in which I live, of course. So, a property reassessment year depends where your township is located, right? Where your residence is located in which you live. During a property reassessment year, an appeal can be filed within 30 business days. That's a lot of time, okay? After the reassessment notice is mailed to your home. Hanover Township, your deadline to file an appeal is December 22nd, 2025, okay? That's key. You have 30 business days to get your appeal filed online or in our office, and your deadline is December 22nd, 2025. Now, let's talk about the overview of documents and what you will need. So, the overview of documents here is the tax bill versus your reassessment notice. The Cook County Treasurer's Office, Maria Pappas' office, she sends out these two bills. Okay. These tax bills tell you what you owe in taxes, and you get two every year. You have the powder blue bill, which is your first bill, and then you have this pale, like yellowish bill going on, right? And that's your second installment bill, right? Both of them are very key because it tells you what you owe in your property taxes. In addition, you have on the other side the reassessment notice, which is my right side, maybe your left side. But this is your reassessment notice. The Cook County Assessor's Office, we actually mail you the reassessment notice every 3 years. Okay. It's very important that you pay attention to it. It's not junk mail, and don't throw it away. You receive this letter from our office when you're being reassessed, when your township is being reassessed. Okay. Now, let's look at your tax bill. Your tax bill has some very valuable information. And here, we're going to show you your second installment bill. Why are we showing you your second installment bill? Because this is where the Cook County Assessor's Office, we will apply your exemptions. Yes. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later during the PowerPoint presentation, okay? But this is where we provide you your exemptions in which you qualify for. In addition, when you take a look at your second installment property tax bill, you would notice that there is a state equalizer on there, which is set by the Illinois Department of Revenue. Also, your local tax rate, which is set by your local municipality. I live in the city of Chicago, and you all live in Hanover Township. So our local tax rate will be totally different, okay? And the amount of our savings for our exemption would be totally different as well. Now remember, this is only on your second installment property tax bill. You gotta have a little water because I'm getting thirsty. All right, let's go. Now, the Cook County Treasurer, Maria Pappas' office, she did a fantastic job, I have to say so myself, on letting you know and providing you information on where your money goes. All right, she gives you a breakdown on where your money goes, and she notates the changes of your taxing district. Every taxing district will be different in which the township in which you live. As you can see here on this tax bill, the tax bill was $7,839, and they have a school district of 46, and there's a village of Streamwood. Now, I know this may not be your tax bill, but this is just a sample how the Cook County Treasurer, she gave you the breakdown from 2024 to 2023 and the difference if they needed more money to run your district, your taxing district, or less money. I think this is really important for you to and take note of this, because the breakdown displayed how much you pay in your property taxes to each of your taxing district from last year to this year. Okay. And this is found on your second installment property tax bill. All right. Now, we're going to talk about this reassessment notice. Just take a look at your reassessment notice. Everyone that's in Hanover Township, please take a look at it. It's some viable information for new homeowners who've never seen a reassessment notice. Make sure your property index number is correct. Also, you can find your estimated fair market value on your reassessment notice. Your neighborhood code, just key. It's vital, and I'll explain why soon. Your property characteristics, make sure that those are correct as well. If not, I'll show you a little bit later how to change them. Your assessed value over the course of the 3 years, and most importantly, the deadline to file an appeal with our office. And remember, you can file an appeal with our office online, and it's free, okay? Now, I want to say again, if you have any questions or concern, please drop them in the chat. My director, Lupe Marin, is in the chat, and she would answer all of your questions that you put into the chat, okay? So on the back of your reassessment notice, what you have here is to check for the history of your exemptions. Why should you check for the history for your exemptions? It's because sometimes people are missing exemptions, which can contribute to a higher property tax bill. You can file for your exemptions online, okay? with our office. Also, you can contact our office if you have any questions or if you have any concerns. We're on most social media, and you can just contact us. Please, I urge you to make sure you check for your exemptions and that you have all the exemptions in which you qualify for. Now, Hanover Township taxpayers, let's look at some data. Let's review the Hanover Valuation Report. And before we get started, I want to say to you that this valuation report is found online. All of our information that we've displayed here in this PowerPoint presentation comes from our website. So we have no secrets, everything is transparent, and we want to be able to show you where we found this information. How do we come up with these numbers? All right. Now, as we review this Hanover valuation report, what does this chart demonstrate? Well, it demonstrates the sale trends from 2021 to 2024. It has the assessor, the Cook County assessor, median estimated market values of all the homes throughout the Hanover Township. As you can see, based on this diagram that we have here, the assessor median estimated market values in 2025, again, this can be found on our website. You can see the link below there as well. The single family homes at 312K, that's a 22% change from 2022. The condominiums at 259K, that was a 40% change from 2022. And also our multifamily homes, right? That's 498K, a 16% change from 2022. All right. So again, this is our sale trend from 2021 to 2024. All of this information can be found on our website. Now, let's compare the real estate market to the Cook County Assessor's estimated market, right? You can obtain the residential valuation report for Hanover Township on our website. Again, all of this information can be found on our website. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do in order to compare your real estate market to the Cook County Assessor estimated market value is to identify your neighborhood code. Now, how do you do that? Well, look at your reassessment notice, okay? Find your reassessment notice, and you can locate your neighborhood code. Also, when you go on our website, provided with the link below, you click on your neighborhood code, right? Now, I'm not sure what neighborhood this is in, but you click on your neighborhood code, and you can compare recent sales to the Cook County Assessor's estimated property values, right? So the number of sales here shown says 775, right? And the minimum sale was 139K. The top sales was 900K. And the number of homes was 24,889. And you can see the median building size, median lot size, median year built. All of this information is found on our website. So as you can see in 24, it went from 327K to 312K in 2025. So there was a decrease, okay? Now, again, please, I urge you to look up your neighborhood code, click on your neighborhood code to see the changes that's happening. Now, this is something very new. It's called our home valuation report. Our home valuation report, how did the Cook County Assessor's model estimate the value of my home? Well, what we did was we took the top most 5 significant sales that's located near your home, right? This home value report explains how the Cook County Assessor's Office statistical models estimated the fair value of your home. We use past homes sales and property characteristics to learn about the real estate market value. In addition, this map and your map that you will see about your home will show you the last 5 sales or sales around you. It could be more than 5, but most importantly, it will show you 5 of the values of the homes near you. You can also search by characteristics that the model takes into considerations as well. Now, I want to say this is something new, right? And each characteristics, as you can see, we have a little star at the bottom. It has a score indicating how important the model, indicating how important it was for the models to estimate certain characteristics, right? So I urge you to look at the last 5 sales of your home with our home value report. That's the link below. In each diagram, in each PowerPoint presentation, we will show you where you can find this information. Again, this is no secret. You can find the latest sales. You can find the latest trends and how we found this information based on Hanover Township, okay? And then in your area as well. Getting started with your appeal. Now, I don't know how many of you all, and I can't see you all, but how many of you all have ever filed an appeal? This is probably for some of the new homeowners who's never filed an appeal, or maybe not a new homeowner, maybe someone that wants to do an appeal on their own and don't want to pay an attorney because it's all free. You can file an appeal online. When I first started with the Cook County Assessor's Office, we filed by paper. So we no longer do that. Everything is online. It's easy. You can track your appeal. And I'm going to tell you how to do all of that. Okay? So let's get started with some information about your appeal. Again, I said filing is free for your 2025 appeal. Here's the link. Again, we really urge all the links. We always highlight all the links for our office because we want you to be able to identify the information that I'm stating for our office is accurate and that you can find your information. Now, online, our online filing, it guides you. If you do something wrong, it will correct and say, hey, you can't go any further. It will stop you. So you can start your draft, you can save it, you can revise it, and then when you're totally ready, you can submit it, okay? But don't submit until you actually complete it. Now, you can submit supporting documentation like pictures, appraisal, market analysis, and many more things that you will support your appeal, okay? Reminder to please check your appeal deadline. It's so important. We receive so many individuals saying, I tried to file my appeal and I couldn't get through. Please file before the time. The deadline is December 22nd, 2025. Okay. Now, the appeal process. When your township is open, that's you, Hanover Township, you have 30 business days, not calendar days, but 30 business days. I consider that's a long time, right? December 22nd, right before Christmas time. So get it done and file online, and it's free. And you can do it in the comfort of your own home, on your laptop, on your computer. Get it done, right? And also you have a Hanover Township assessor who is so phenomenal that, give them a call and see if they're willing to help. Our office is willing to help you as well. We have a department specifically designed to help you with your appeal. Now, I know that's a lot being said. However, if you disagree, which some of you may, with your estimated fair market value that the Cook County Assessor has placed on your home, you can file an appeal, but you must provide a reason. Our analysts will review your evidence to determine whether to change your property value or not, okay? And if so, by how much? Our analyst makes that decision about your appeal, whether to decrease it or to no change it. Now, if they decrease it and you says, no, my house is still not worth that, you can go to the next step and you can go to the board of review. Or if we did a no change, you can say, nope, I'm going to go to the board of review. They no changed me, right? So if you believe that you deserve even further decrease, then that's your next step. So what are the 3 most common reasons to file an appeal? 3 most common. These are our 3 common that we always mostly receive, okay? The first one is lack of uniformity, right? Lack of uniformity is pretty much like my home is the exact same model as Lupe's home, right? Exactly. We have the same square foot. We have the same characteristics. Everything's the same. Orange to orange and apples to apples for our homes, right? But Lube's home is assessed value is much lower than my home, right? That's a reason to file an appeal for myself. That's lack of uniformity. Now, what is overvaluation? You always get this all the time when I'm outside working. If my house was worth that much, I will sell it right now. So if you believe that your home is overvalued and you have actually proof that your home is overvalued and we overvalue your home, then you should file an appeal. You haven't had any major rehabs or added any square footage or things like that. And compared to the newer homes around you, that's a good reason to file an appeal for overvaluation. The incorrect property description error reason to file an appeal. If your reassessment notice states that your house is 2,000 square feet and your house is only 1,500 square feet, then that's a reason to file an appeal. Or if your house is actually frame and we have it as stucco or stucco and brick or something like that, that's a reason to file an appeal. Okay? So these are the three most common. There are many others. Okay? Now remember, I said filing online is free. Please, at this time, drop all your questions, Hanover Township, in the chat because my deputy, she's in there and she's going to be answering all your questions. Okay? Thank you so much. And I want to thank you all for spending your time with me tonight here because you could have been someplace else. I know it's really cold outside, and I appreciate you and your time. The Cook County Assessor, Fritz Kagi, he thanks you as well for spending your time with me. This is some information that you can share with others, and I just want to say I appreciate it because I know we're not face to face, but I'm glad for the technology that we're using to be able to offer the services. Now, before you get started on your appeal, what you would need, all right? And like I said, you're definitely going to need some information because, like, you would need your email address, you would need your property index number or your address to get started with your appeal. But you definitely need an email address, right? And some documentations that you can provide are pictures, right? Comparable properties, your market analysis, an appraisal. You don't have to go out and get these things, right? They're not required, but they're recommended to help build your appeal. Like I said, don't go out and pay for this appraisal or market analysis. If you can provide comparable properties, and I'll show you how to find comparable properties, then that's what I would do if I were you, okay? Now, again, filing online, you start the whole entire process on our website. Again, remember, number one, it's free. You can do this in the comfort of your own home, anywhere, in your kitchen, while you're cooking. Take time out on your break, when you're at work. You can file the appeal online. And you go to our Cook County Assessor's website, okay? And you hit the tab Appeals, and you say File Online. And this is just the first step. And remember, you need your email address, okay? Now, in addition to filing online, if you live in a residential home, you would click that selection, residential home. If you live in a condo or co-op, you will make that selection as well. So again, you just have to click on your filing type below. That's simple, okay? Now, I'm not going to talk about commercial because we're not here for commercial, but if you're residential, condo, or co-op, this is for you guys, okay? Now, filing online, again, is free, right? Make sure you have your property index number, and we're just going to provide you a few steps on how to file online, right? All of this is on our website. Some of these videos are on our website as well, and I'm sure this one will be so that you can go back and take a look at it, all right? So when you're filing online, you put in your property index number without the dashes. That's key, all right? And You hit the button search, right? So the previous owner name may appear, but I'm going to show you how to correct that. Now, your next selection would be you must adhere and agree to our terms that you are filing from the Cook County Assessor's Office, that you have acknowledged and you read our official rules and regulations. That's it. 2 boxes. When I tell you guys this is so simple and easy, it is very easy to do. Got it? So you click those 2 boxes there and you hit the button next. Now, at the top of every selection, at the top, there's a topic that you can choose, you can see. So right now, as you can see, we're working on the primary PIN number. The primary PIN number is the house that you live in, because some of you all may have 2 PIN numbers, but we'll get to that slide next. But this is your primary PIN number. Your primary PIN number on our web will auto-populate. And some of the things will automatically populate and you don't have to keep putting it in or anything like that. This is how much technology we've come up with, and we're really upgrading, okay? Now, if you have an additional PIN number, this is where you will add your additional PIN here in this selection right here, okay? And then you just keep going to the next slide. There's not a lot of work for you to do. You don't need to pay an attorney. It's all free. Now, here you will select the drop-down button and you will select if you are an attorney or tax representative, or are you the taxpayer? And most likely you're the taxpayer, because who wants to pay an attorney to do something that's free, right? Because there is nothing magical about it. And so the next slide would say, it would have the taxpayer. Are you the taxpayer and owner? Everywhere you see a drop-down button or you see the hamburger icon, that means you would do something there. So here you would hit the hamburger icon and hopefully your name would appear. Now, if you just purchased a house and another owner, the prior owner names appear, no worries. You can click the little small box and correct the name to read your name. In addition, you would need your phone number and your email address. Now, one thing here I urge you to do is check the box to receive reminders about your property and updates from the Cook County Assessor's Office. This is key so that you want to find out, is it time for me to apply for my exemptions? Is it time for me, besides receiving my reassessment notice, am I being reassessed? If you check that box to receive reminders about your properties and updates in your area, we will provide you that information by email. So all you have to do is click next. As I said, it's very simple. Now here we're going to go into your property characteristics, right? Now, why do we show this? Because you know your house better than the Cook County Assessor does, right? Definitely. So if there's some changes that needs to be made, this is where you will make all the changes. If you have a 2-story residence, if it's a single family, how many units, do you have exterior, what is your exterior construction? Is it masonry? Is it stucco? Is it frame? Do you have air conditioning? How many garages? Do you have a 2-car garage? Do you have a 1-car garage? You tell us about your home. You know your house better than we do. We want to hear from you. If there's some changes that need to be made, make them here on your property characteristics filing. Your appeal application, this is filing online. Again, it's free, right? It's totally free. And so all of your information on this slide will auto-populate. Now here we're going to ask you, the taxpayer, of course, what do you think is your desired market value? What do you think it's worth? And if you don't know, it's okay, because you may not know. And you can simply put 0. But if you think that your house is worth $400,000 or $300,000, whatever you believe it's worth, put it there in that box, okay? We want to know what you believe it's worth, right? Now, as I said before, I showed you the 3 most common reasons why people file an appeal. But there's many, many others, such as lack of uniformity, which we talked about, right? The property description error, overvaluation, the building is uninhabitable. You don't live in it. You cannot live in it physically, right? It's vacant. Nothing's going on. It's vacant and unoccupied. Next, the building no longer exists, okay? Or you had fire damage last year or sometime like that, or specifically other, all right? So you tell us, we want to hear from you. What is your reason for filing this appeal? Is it overvaluation? Is it lack of uniformity? Is it property description error? Let us know what you think, okay? Now, the nature of the appeals and the identification and location that would automatically populate. But how is your subject property being used? Is it a single family, 6 apartment or less? Is it mixed use? Is it a townhome? You tell us. How's your property subject being used? Okay. Now, this is a great tool. This is where you can find, and remember I said in prior slides, I can show you how to find comparable properties. Well, we have this built-in tool that the Cook County Assessor, our data team has come up with, right? Our IT team has put this in there for you, of course, to be able to find and search for comparable properties. Now, you can find them right here in the touch of your own hands, right? And so, what is a comparable property? A comparable property is property that's similar to yours, that is in the same neighborhood, square foot, age, size, things of that nature, right? You compare apples to apples and apples to apples and oranges to oranges. Now, you wouldn't compare an apple to an orange, right? So make sure your comparables and your characteristics matches up with the house that you're comparing it to. All right. So you can also customize your additional search for comparable properties. And you can do that all on our website. It's free, totally free to do. I have to urge you. I tell people all the time, if you're going to file for an appeal, do it online. You don't have to rush downtown like you used to by the jet line. Do it in the comfort of your own home. Okay? And you don't need an attorney. It's free. Okay. Now, once you've found your comparable properties, you can select them, right? And then once you select them, they can be added into your grid. And then you can make comparisons side by side of all the comps that you have selected, right? So make sure that you have provided the closest properties to you, made of the same construction, similar square foot, age, and neighborhood code. That neighborhood code can be found here and on your what? Yes, your reassessment notice. Okay, that's very key. All right. So when you're filing your online appeal, you have the options to provide pictures, a narrative, appraisal, market analysis, recent closing document. How much did you pay for it? You have me valued at $450,000. I only paid $400,000 for it. Provide that recent closing documents. You have it there. I mean, it's such a great window that you'll be able to. We have a big file that you can attach all the documents that you want. You can attach your pictures and your narratives and your appraisal all here on our website. Okay. We provide you the option to do all of this. All right. So I know it's a lot. Sometimes it may feel a little overwhelming, but it's free. And if you can take your time, and if you want to come to our office, you can. Okay. Now, again, filing online, it's free. And lastly, I want to say, if you want to submit your appeal, you have to provide us your name and, of course, your phone number. Your email will automatically populate. And once you've decided, like, hey, I've submitted everything and everything is okay now, I'm ready to submit my appeal and file this online. I have all the documentations, the narratives, and everything that I want that I'm going to file online. Okay? And then you hit submit. And we're going to ask you, hi, are you sure you want to submit this filing? So you can go and take a little break, like myself. I'm drinking my favorite sparkling water. I love sparkling water. I think I want to submit this filing. So I'm going to click yes, right? And once I click yes, then I'm going to receive a filing ID number. That filing ID number is going to appear. I suggest that you make a copy with your phone, okay? Or you write it down somewhere that you will be able to locate it. And if not, we can find it in the system for you, okay? But if you win your appeal, right, then your results, your new value will not reflect until your second installment property tax bill. This is key, because sometimes people think when they file an appeal, they're filing for the tax bill amount. No, you're filing based on the assessment, right? So if you win that appeal, right, your new value of your new assessment will not reflect until next year, which is 2026, second installment, right? And that's key, right? So if you want to, after the end, you can print that off and put it away in your files. Some people are very, very organized. I'm not a really organized person like that. I'm not going to print it. I'm going to probably just take a picture of it, and then I'm going to lose it in my phone and I'll be searching for it. But some people are very organized and they have everything together. So if that's you, print it off or make a copy, however you want to keep up with your filing number. Okay. Now, our office allows you, the taxpayer, Hanover Township, and all the taxpayers throughout Cook County, to check your property history. Not only can you check your property history, you can check your exemption history, your appeal history, your assessment history. You can even read about your assessments, okay? Right there from that link. Remember, we provide all the links in this PowerPoint right here. And you can even take pictures of everything that we're showing you, because there's no secrets. We want to be as transparent as possible about all the values and everything that we can come up with. Now, if we can't answer your question here tonight, what we can do is take down the question for you, because I know we have just an hour and I don't have the computer set up to look for your answers, your individual answers, but we can take them down and we can answer them later, okay? But we want to be able to assist you as much as possible. Now, let's talk about the exemptions. We started off in the beginning saying what our office, the do's and the don'ts, but this is what we do. We offer 9 exemptions in our office, in the Cook County Assessor's Office. It's a possibility that some people have qualified up to 4 exemptions, right? Yep. Some people can qualify up to 4 exemptions. They can qualify for the homeowner's exemption. They also may be a senior born in 1959 or prior. They may qualify for the senior freeze exemption, which the household income, that's the total household income, that's the mother, father, children, or mother, significant other, all the people that's in the household that has income. It's a total income, right, of all the household. For the 2023, that income, we use your 2023 for now, for the senior freeze. So they also may qualify for homeowners, senior freeze, persons with disability. Someone may be disabled, the husband, the wife, the significant other may be disabled. In addition to those 4 exemptions, we have the veteran with disability. Are there any veterans out there? Can't see you anyway, but I just want to give you an applause for serving our country. I really applaud you and I thank you for serving, right? So we also have a returning veteran. So for all our returning veterans, we also have a World War II veteran exemption, which is really important. They do not have to apply ever if they can bring in all their documentation. The only thing about the World War II veteran, the application is not online. We have to mail them their application. But with our homeowners, our senior exemption, they're automatically renewed. Persons with disability exemption, it automatically renewed. But with the senior freeze exemption, You must apply every year. Okay? You have to apply every year. Even with a veteran with disability, you have to apply every year unless you're permanent. The long time occupancy exemption, well, there's different qualifications, and I can just go over the few of the qualifications. Is that with the long time occupancy exemption, you must have lived in your house over 10 years, and you're probably saying, that's me. Your household income must be less than $100,000, right? But thirdly, your equalized assessed value, that's that EAV, which you can see on your second installment property tax bill. That's why it's there. Must have been going up. And that's why you see that error. Now, only about 2% people actually qualifies. And we mail out those applications sometimes in, I believe, in mid-March or somewhere up in there for the people that qualify. But if you think that you qualify and we missed you, sure, call our office or email us and let us know if in fact that you qualify for some of these exemptions and it wasn't applied. Okay. So before I talk about, and also we have the home improvement exemption, but I want to say this for all of our exemptions, the homeowners, I'm going to say the senior freeze, the persons with disability, we can go back and provide you with refund money. Okay. For these exemptions to 2021, right? 2021, 22, and 23, we can provide you with refund money. Those are called certificate of error, right? So make sure, and you might say, well, that's not me. I check my exemptions. I was working yesterday and I heard that too. And so, a matter of fact, this one gentleman was missing exemptions for years. For 21, 22, and 23, he never received a senior freeze. So, what I'm going to say to you, check your history of your exemptions. It's all on our website, okay? Now, you have to have been born in 1959 or prior to receive, or your spouse or your significant, whoever's on that deed, right, with you. Let's just say, and I always give this example too. There's a gentleman, and this is just hypothetically, he's 69 years old, but he has a 36-year-old wife. Possible, right? As long as someone that's on the deed is 65 years old, they both don't have to be 65, but she's married to a gentleman who's a senior, so they could qualify if they have the income qualifications for 2023 of $65,000 or less. Yes, we use the 2023 income and not the 2024. And with the senior freeze exemption, you must have lived in that house 2 consecutive Januaries in order to qualify. I know I've said a lot. I've made my own stuff, like, so a little exhausted in telling you this, but it's okay. I want you to look at your tax bill, look at your reassessment notice, look at your property history, your assessment history, appeal history. Look to see if there's something that's missing. Okay? Now, we're here to help you. We want you to contact us. We're on pretty much all social media, right? And so you can email us. Please, at this time, I'm going to ask that you take a picture of that QR code or just hover over that QR code, And so once you hover over that QR code and you open that link, it will provide you with some valuable information from our office. Now, as I stated, contact us on social media, right? You can make an appointment for an in-person assistant at one of our offices, like the downtown office. Our Markham Courthouse office is closed right now temporarily for remodelization. But also, we have that Skokie office out there on Orchard Road. And we have our Bridgeview office, which I work there on Mondays. And I would be happy to see you and assist you and love to see your smiling face. Again, I would like for you to sign up to receive emails from our office. And I really thank you for your time, for being here. And so for the long-term exemption, I want to say this again, too. You must have lived in your house over 10 years, right? Your household income must be less than 100,000. We automatically send those applications out. And I have to go back because there are so many people that believe that they qualify for that long time exemption. And if you believe that you qualify, send us an email, put it through one of the social medias, and we are answered. Okay. Now, again, we are here to help you. We want you to contact us through our social media. I want to thank my director, Lupe Marin, for answering all the questions that's there. And I want to thank you all for spending your evening because you could have been doing something else, like making your dinner, but you decided to spend your time with Teresa Chandler, the Cook County Outreach Strategist. Thank you so much and have a great evening.